How you guys doing? I've got two reviews for you from Kenji Fukasaku. We'll start with Wolves, Pigs, and Men. It is perhaps the perfect title for a geisha film. It suggests dehumanization in that either you get the balance right and are a man, are too intense in the life and are a wolf, or can't handle it and are a pig. The separation of these distinct categories is great, and even better than the title of the movie is the complication it had of my narrative of separation of style of the Yakuza film between Seijun Suzuki and Kenji Fukasaku. Because this is a Fukasaku film through and through, but reminds me a bit of a Suzuki one, but that mainly has to do with the code of Yakuza movie filmmaking at the time, more than the Battle of Two Men. I used to compare a Suzuki Yakuza movie to smooth jazz, and a Fukasaku Yakuza film to chaotic punk, even heavy metal. But this is a Fukasaku comparative to smooth jazz, and I'm still buzzing high off of that. It is really just more of a low-key black and white dramatic movie with borderline characters from the 60s and the more punk rock movies to follow would come in the 1970s. You can see some frantic cuts with that smooth jazz kind of Yakuza movie, though, so it makes sense that the stretcher would go on to do the phenomenal Battles Without Honor and Humanity series. I love this one. And I like this one too, but not as much. So, Violent Panic, The Big Crash is much more like a typical Fukasaku Yakuza movie from the 1970s. Back in the 2000s, I'd look at what was available from the stretcher on DVD and try to see everything. One could go on IMDb, though, and see a whole bunch of titles, such as this one, were missing from the physical media market, and you would simply fume. There's nothing you can do about it but brood. Enter Arrow Video. They released the canonical films by Fukasaku on Blu-ray around 10 years ago. And you might think they are done, but they were not. And they unearthed some of the unreleased Yakuza films. Some of them, such as Doberman Cop, are pretty good and interesting to talk about. But nothing like Graveyard of Honor, for example. It's neat to see, but you can see it was forgotten for a reason. Then you've got the new Battles Without Honor and Humanity set, and you can see that some of these are just plain bad. So with this Violent Panic movie, I wasn't as jazzed to see what was going on. It ended up being solid. Not as good as Cops vs. Thugs, for example, but not a stinking car crash of an experience either. It can be a nice viewing experience for your understanding of the stretcher's body of work. So, hopefully some of you are Kenji Fukasaku hardcores out there and appreciate these reviews. Otherwise, have a great day.